Welcome to my channel. Old Worth Coins, a 1976 United States quarter dollar, also known as the Bicentennial Quarter, was issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence. Unlike typical quarters, this coin features a unique reverse design showing a colonial drummer with a victory torch encircled by 13 stars representing the original colonies. The obverse bears a profile of George Washington, along with the dual date 1776 to 1976, instead of the usual single date. These quarters were minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Those struck at San Francisco include both proof coins, with an S mint mark, and 40% silver collector editions, which were not released into general circulation. In circulated condition, most 1976 quarters carry little to no premium over face value due to their massive production numbers. Over 1.6 billion were made across all mints. However, uncirculated examples, and especially silver bicentennial quarters, can fetch higher prices. A regular circulated coin is worth 25 cents, but an uncirculated Denver or Philadelphia coin might be worth around $1 to $3, depending on its luster and sharpness. Silver-clad proof coins from San Francisco can range from $4 to $7 or more. If certified by a grading company as being in high mint state, MS 65 or better, they may command even higher prices, sometimes over $20. A perfect proof deep cameo silver version can reach $40 or more among collectors. When determining value, condition is key. Collectors evaluate wear, scratches, luster, and strike clarity. A coin free of damage, with bright surfaces and sharp details, will be more valuable than one with worn features. Look for strong strikes on the drummer's face and clear lines on the drum and flag. Toners, coins with attractive natural discoloration, may also be valued by enthusiasts. Finally, error coins, such as double strikes or off-center minting, can be especially valuable, with some examples selling for hundreds of dollars. Always consider getting such coins appraised or authenticated to maximize potential value. The 1978 United States quarter dollar is a part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Made primarily for everyday use, the 1978 quarter was minted in large quantities and is composed of a copper-nickel clad, meaning it has an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The obverse front of the coin features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, with the inscriptions Liberty, the motto In God We Trust, and the date 1978 below his image. On the reverse side, there is a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing peace and readiness for war. The inscriptions include United States of America, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, and quarter dollar. The coin was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Most 1978 quarters are not rare because millions were made. Over 521 million at Philadelphia and over 287 million at Denver. San Francisco produced a smaller number of proof coins, around 3.1 million, intended for collectors. In circulated condition, coins used in everyday transactions, these quarters usually have a value equal to their face value, 25 cents. However, uncirculated coins, those in mint condition, or proof coins, high-quality strikes made for collectors, can fetch higher prices depending on their condition. For example, a 1978 D or 1978 no mint mark quarter in MS 65, mint state 65, condition may sell for $5 to $15, while a high-grade proof version could go for $10 to $20 or more if graded PR 69 deep cameo. The coin's value largely depends on its condition. Coins in average circulated condition are only worth their face value, but uncirculated or proof coins with no scratches, good luster, and sharp details are more valuable to collectors. Collectors also look for rare mint errors, like off-center strikes or double dies, which can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes to hundreds of dollars depending on the rarity and demand. Overall, while the 1978 quarter is common in circulated form, well-preserved examples or unique errors can be of interest to collectors and worth more than their face value. The 1984 United States quarter dollar, commonly known as the Washington Quarter, is a coin that features the profile of George Washington on the obverse front side. This design was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth and has been used on quarters for decades. The 1984 version is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, meaning it has a pure copper core with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters with reeded edges. The obverse shows the portrait of George Washington with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the mint year 1984. On the reverse is an eagle with outspread wings perched on a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, with inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $quarter. There are 3 primary mint marks for the 1984 quarter: No mint mark, Philadelphia, D, Denver, and S, San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 676 million coins, Denver minted about 546 million, and San Francisco produced over 3 million proof coins, S-Mint, primarily for collectors. The high mintage means that the 1984 quarter is not considered rare and is generally common in circulation, which affects its value significantly. In circulated condition, what you'd usually find in pocket change, a 1984 quarter is worth only its face value, 25 cents, because of the huge number produced and the lack of silver content. However, in uncirculated mint state condition, the coin can be worth more. For example, an MS-65 gem uncirculated coin can fetch around $5 to $10 depending on the buyer and market interest. Higher grade examples, such as MS-67 or MS-68, are rarer and can be worth $50 to over $500, especially if graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. The S-Mint proof coins are more collectible and can be worth $1 to $5 or more, depending on their condition and whether they have cameo or deep cameo contrast. The coin's value can also depend on errors or varieties. For example, some 1984 quarters have been found with doubling, a type of error where part of the image appears doubled, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies. These error coins can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds depending on the type and severity of the error. Collectors highly value these unusual varieties, but they must be authenticated to fetch high prices. The condition of a 1984 quarter is usually judged using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 poor to 70 perfect mint state. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and full mint luster are considered high grade. These are most often found in coin rolls, mint sets, or old collections, not in everyday circulation. In terms of investment or historical value, the 1984 quarter isn't a high-value item unless it's in near-perfect condition or has an error. It's not made of silver, so it doesn't have intrinsic metal value like pre-1965 quarters. However, it still holds significance as a piece of U.S. numismatic history and can be a great starter coin for beginner collectors. For those interested in assembling a date and mint mark set of Washington quarters from the modern era, the 1984 coin is an easy one to obtain, yet it serves an important spot in a full collection. If you're looking to sell or appraise one, you'll need to inspect the condition under good lighting, check for mint marks, and possibly get a professional opinion for any unusual features. The quarter is legal tender, but unless it's in exceptional condition or has a rare error, its monetary value will likely remain close to 25 cents. Still, the journey of collecting and studying coins like the 1984 Washington quarter is often more rewarding than the price tag alone. The 1986 United States quarter dollar, also known as the Washington quarter, is a coin minted primarily for general circulation and features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse front side. The reverse side of the standard 1986 quarter displays an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows above 2 olive branches, symbolizing peace and strength. These coins were struck in a copper-nickel clad composition unless minted as special collector's editions in proof or silver sets. The Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, marked D, produced millions of these quarters in 1986. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 551 million, while the Denver Mint produced about 504 million. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint issued proof versions for collectors, which are marked with an S and have a mirror-like finish. Proof coins are struck using specially polished dies and are not meant for circulation. These proofs are often included in annual U.S. Mint proof sets and are made in limited quantities. In terms of value, a standard 1986 quarter in circulated condition holds mostly face value, 25 cents, due to its large mintage and lack of precious metal content. However, uncirculated coins, those not used in commerce and kept in pristine condition, can be worth between $1 to $5, depending on quality and market demand. Proof coins, especially those graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, and with grades of PR 69 or PR 70, can fetch $4 to $15 or more. Error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting anomalies, can significantly increase in value, sometimes reaching $50 to $200 or more, depending on rarity and collector interest. Condition is crucial in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state MS70. A coin in good G4 condition may show heavy where with major details worn down, while an MS65 or higher coin will appear virtually flawless, with full luster and sharp design details. Collectors particularly value coins with high grades and strong eye appeal. To determine exact value, one should consider a coin's mint mark, strike quality, level of wear, and presence of any errors. While the 1986 quarter is not rare, it can still hold interest for beginning collectors or those assembling year sets of U.S. coinage.